So we want to talk a little bit more about slope and how we use it and what the point of it is. The idea is we want to think about slope always as being a y over an x, and it's going to tell us how to move about on our graph. So we said in the last video that if the slope is positive, then your line is going to rise up to the right. And I want to take a look at why that is. Let's say our slope is 2/5. Well, in that case, let's say we're starting from a point over here. In that case, my 2 is positive, which means we move up 2 and we move 5 over to the right. So we're going to go up 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there is our line. Notice that it's rising to the right. Now, the other way to get a positive fraction, if you think about it, would be to think about this as -2 over -5, which means we could have moved 2 down and 5 to the left, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which would have put us right there. So we really have the choice going in either direction. And the idea is it doesn't matter which 2 points you take on this line. You could take this point together with this point together with this point. If you count the number of spaces up and over, it is always going to simplify to be this fraction, 2/5. So let's take a look at an example that has a negative slope. Let's say we have m is equal to -4. Well, the first thing we should do is make that a -4 over 1, because remember, you want to think about this as being a y over an x, so your slope should always be a fraction. And here we have two choices, because -4 over 1 means either -4 over 1 or 4 over -1, which means we can either move down 4 and to the right a +1, or we could move up 4, or we could move to the left a -1. So let's say we were starting from this point here. We could either go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 to the right, or we could go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 to the left, and we see that our line is, when we move to the right, falling, and so therefore this is a negative slope. So again, positive slopes climb, negative slopes fall. Lastly, let's talk about horizontal lines and vertical lines. Now, we said that a horizontal line has slope of m is equal to 0. And the reason for this, if we think about a horizontal line, first of all, there's two ways to think about it. And that is that if you are walking on a straight line, you are walking neither up nor down, and so your slope is 0. But if we want to look at it from a more technical perspective, and we wanted to take these two lines, let's say this is 2, 2, and this is -2, 2. If we plug it in to our slope formula, we get 2 minus 2 over -2 minus 2, which gives me 0 over -4, which is 0, which goes back to what we said here, and algebraically it makes sense that a horizontal line would have a slope of 0. Now, vertical lines, we said, have slope undefined, and let's talk about why that is. If we take this line, let's mark this vertical line here, and we take 2 points. This point here is 3, 4. This point here is 3, -2, and we plug it into our slope formula. We get 4 minus -2 over 3 minus 3, which is 6 over 0, and we know that you can never have 0 in the denominator of your fraction, and therefore the slope of a line, a vertical line, is undefined.